Hello, 10th Mumbai Shorts Film Festival 2021. I'm so excited and honored to have my film selected by you. This is my first film ever, so the selection feels especially important and valuable to me. I wrote the script or the first version of the script several years ago when I was doing my master's in economics in Delhi. The script itself is based on a poem I had written when I was in my 12th standard. The idea is quite old. The script has been lying in my laptop for all these years. Even though I've been interested in making films for a long time, filmmaking has not been an obvious career option for me. I was both far removed from the world of filmmaking. I grew up in a village before I moved to Calcutta for studies. In terms of my immediate social network, I did not have anyone connected to filmmaking. And I also did not have the financial security in my family to make the plunge that early in my career. I'm currently an academic. During the pandemic and the forced lockdown, it gave me an opportunity to invest time and thought towards my passion for filmmaking. So this July, I decided to finally make the plunge. Even though I had other ideas, I decided to use this script because shooting-wise, it was less complicated. The film is essentially a boy alone in a room. And therefore, it was easier for me to manage the logistics given the pandemic scenario. The primary roadblock of the film was to get the crew, as I did not really know anyone in the film fraternity. Luckily, my wife's colleague, who's also an academic, knows a lot of young film professionals in Pune, where the film is shot. So he helped me out with that. The second difficulty was choosing the location inside of a home, again, because of the pandemic situation. Since the film explores the anxieties of an 18-year-old boy at the cusp of finishing school and entering adulthood, I thought an apartment building, an apartment in a modern housing complex would be a good setup for the film. I then realized that my own current apartment in Pune would fit the bill perfectly and would also reduce the logistical issues significantly for us. So I decided to shoot it in our apartment itself. The film is self-financed. The crew was minimal. DOP, his assistant, an actor beside myself. My wife helped me with the production side. The shooting was rather event-free, which surprised me as it was my first time directing a film. I think part of the reason was that we planned the shoot well and that it was in our own apartment, which made things easier. The post-production, on the other hand, was much more challenging. The DOP Vivek also did the sound design for the film. Vivek and I had to put a lot of hours to get the sound right. As the film doesn't really have much dialogue and there is no background scores, we wanted to use the sound to heighten the mood of the film, and so it was important to get it right. I do feel, however, that if we had access to a sound studio, we probably could have done better on that. In terms of the final film, it's quite close to what I had in mind, except maybe the first scene. I had imagined it to be, a single tracking shot, but in the film we have it in two separate shots. But otherwise, it's quite close. I was, for example, very clear from the beginning that I wanted a 4:3 aspect ratio for the film. We did the framing of the shots that way. The decision to take longish takes emerged organically, as it evoked a particular tone and mood for the film that I really wanted. I do hope that a lot of people get to watch my film and enjoy it. The film is quite sparse, not just in terms of dialogue, but also in terms of spelling out the motivations behind all the actions of the character. I think this allows the audience to interpret the meaning of the film in different ways. In fact, that has been an interesting aspect of the feedback I have received from several of my friends who have watched the film. I think it makes the appeal of the film more universal, even though the implicit context that motivates the character's actions are probably more specific to India. I do hope that the selection of the film gives me an opportunity to connect with other aspiring filmmakers through the festival. I wish to make more films in the future, and being associated with emerging filmmakers will be vitally important for emotional and intellectual support. If anyone wishes to connect with me, please message me on my Twitter account @Sabya_economist. Or you can email me at sabya.economist@gmail.com. I thank again the Mumbai Short Film Festival for selecting my film. I wish all the success. Thank you.